sir.
Yes.
These changes that you put forward, what would the impact of these be on the municipal election process?
I actually think, and I probably didn't make this argument very well in council, but I actually think that we do a really good job on accessibility generally. I think the bus at the LRT stations the last time around was fantastic. Our campus advance polls where people can vote regardless of where they live have been very, very successful. And of course we have hospital voting, voting at your home for incapacitated voters, and as a couple of members of council pointed out, if you can't get to the polling station, phone any campaign, whether it's the candidate of your choice or not, and they will get you to the voting station. So there are lots of opportunities to do that. That said, I'm always interested in experiments to increase voter turnout. I happen to believe that the best way to increase voter turnout is to get people engaged in issues between elections. It's not that voters are engaged citizens, it's that engaged citizens vote. But that said, if there are mechanical, tactical things we can do on election day to get more people voting, I think that's something we need to investigate.
What were you thinking about in terms of incentives for certain voters?
Oh, it all depends on what we can do that is legal, but I was actually thinking more around targeted messaging to young voters. So how do we use social media, for example? How do we use Snapchat? I don't even know how to use Snapchat. Or are there ways in which we could encourage people? I don't think there's anything wrong with, for example, students' unions having a democracy party where you get a ticket if you voted, or things like that. So I think there's a lot of stuff we can partner with in the community to make that happen. And if there are private businesses that want to say, hey, prove you voted and get a free coffee at our cafe, I don't have a problem with that.
Now, you were in the chair for much of the debate in terms of, can you encapsulate what seemed to be wrong with free transit on election day?
I think that Councillor Woolley's heart was certainly in the right place, and I think all of Council agreed that we need to look at improving voter turnout. The challenge was that the evidence wasn't there that paying a transit fare is having a significant impact on decreasing voter turnout. And so the idea was, let's look at this question more broadly.
Or we could have a really robust mayor's race. That would get people energized.
Or a plebiscite on fluoride, or secondary suites,
Too late for that.
or privatizing the CBC, or
Too late for that.
there are lots of ways of getting people energized and engaged, and I hope that they will be energized and engaged, because one of the challenges in elections now, Pundit Nenshi is putting his hat on, is if things are generally going well, sometimes voter turnout is lower. And while we politicians might take that as an endorsement of the work we're doing, it's always better when more people